Hello, Bucs fans. Welcome back to Real Bucs Talk. In today's video, we're going to go over the Buccaneers running game from 2024. Huge improvement from the previous seasons where they were near basically the bottom of the league, dead last, if you want to say.
Trash.
But yeah, trash. They made a huge
Crap,
leap.
crap, crap, mega crap.
Exactly. They made a huge leap last season under Liam Cohen and the Buccaneers offense. Now it's going to be under Josh Grizzard. But we're going to start off with some of the things they were trying to accomplish early in the season and just take a look at the type of adjustments that they made throughout the year and actually got better as the year went on. But you see here, Mark, where they're trying to do these outside zone runs and the timing, the execution just wasn't there. The running back and the offensive line really just not in cohesion, as you saw here for this play, and it gets blown up for a very minimal gain here.
Yeah, but like you just said, you presented it. We're dead last. We're crap for years and years and years.
Yep.
With zone blocking, it's a lot of it's feel. It's not just feel with the lineman of like, okay, if we're gonna try and get this to be going one way, if a guy undercuts me, like Wirfs is facing over here, he's just going with the zone. He undercuts. Should I go with him or just pass him off? And then if the guy next to me knows he has to pick him up, I have to trust that. So a lot of that is trust based and understanding what's going on. And then second level, what does the running back behind me like to do? Is he a guy that once that happens, he's going to cut back? I don't know. Right. So early on, it didn't look pretty, right, at all. But the passing game was phenomenal because there was more motion going on. But still, we're going to keep going on with the run. Simple zones weren't being so simple early on, right?
Yeah, they were. You're trying to create something off these zone runs, but the movement and just the cohesion was just very off. And again, you're not getting any push here. You're not getting guys out of place. And that's the goal of a zone run. You're trying to displace the defense and create these alleyways to either cut it back or get to the outside to create explosives. And it just wasn't working, specifically in this game. It just wasn't happening for them. Yep. Yeah, for sure. And the biggest adjustment that they made, and this is now week 3, they introduced the 21 personnel. So you have two running backs out there at the same time, and they utilize their gifts in different ways and really put them at a advantage. But you see the movement is created and getting guys out in space. The offensive line really enjoyed this as they were getting guys going one way, coming around, shifting, keeping it simple for the offensive line, and then the talents of Bucky Irving just taking over.
Yeah, and this is where vision with that zone blocking scheme comes into the factor. And also using Tristan Wirfs as a weapon. That's something we heard in the offseason. They're like, oh, well, when's it going to happen?
Mm.
This is a play of using him as a weapon 100% and inviting a second running back into play where it just looks like he's a decoy or, oh, he's just another running back making motion. No, he got the ball this time. Mock doing enough to get the defensive tackle out of the play right here. Wirfs blowing this play up. So you have your alleyway in the middle and let him just go. And Schooley is in there because Gedeke was with his concussion. And then, like you just said, it's Bucky's vision with that. You had the alleyway open up, but you bust it big because he's going to make this safety come inside, and then he bounces this bad boy outside. And it's cool to see it slow mo. His vision's like, okay, I'm gonna bait him, put my foot in the ground and go. Like that's special talent right there that Bucky has. That yeah, he may not have the breakout speed, but damn, he knows where he's going.
Yeah, for sure. And again, just utilizing what these guys are very good at. You can see like how talented Bucky is when you get him out in space. His ability to see things before they happen is really on point. But just all the chaos that they're creating here, guys in the proper place. Again, getting your big guys moving out in space. Graham Barton showing the athleticism, and then Bucky almost scoring another touchdown here. So yeah, just really good stuff from the play design and utilizing the strengths of your players. Yeah, for sure. And again, just keeping things more simple. Again, you're not asking too much of your offensive lineman as you see here. Again, this is just a simple showing a option for a counter, and there's also a good block here, just creating alleys and trusting your running back. And this is Bucky just taking advantage of the holes that he is seeing. Again, he's just quicker as far as understanding where he needs to go and then you're hitting plays and getting yards. Again, same thing here, going up the zone. And I think that's what they noticed. They're like, okay, Rashad is better at utilizing the gap power runs. We
Mm.
can use Bucky and both facets where we get the counters and zone schemes working. And that will improve as we go on throughout the video. They're just their understanding of where to be and where to go. And you see it here against Philly, like using K Dot as a moving target, a moving option to block because he does a much better job when he's moving out in space and blocking, as you see there. Places number 3 here for the Eagles. Again, good blocking by School and Payne Durham coming in, and the rest is Bucky Irving just making magic.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Bucky only needs a sliver just to explode this thing. And then shoestring tackles don't really work against him. He's only what 194, 196, but it doesn't matter. He's like strong lower base, amazing balance. So it's hard to bring this guy down. Even the big guys are having trouble bringing him down. So it's just more working together in unison and understanding where you got to be and being comfortable with that aspect. And I think that's something where all these tight ends and this offensive line all being back together is only going to benefit moving forward, and you can add these wrinkles moving forward.
Here again, just showing now Rashad White using what he's good at, and that is, again, counter runs, getting downhill power gap schemes where he can be more of a force and really works to his benefit. So again, this is just a great run. Again, nice little cut back here to make the defender miss. Good blocking, good movement here by Graham Barton and Bredesen. That is Buccaneers running the football the right way and executing at a high level.
I mean, I think the biggest difference between Bucky and Rashad is Bucky, you can present him with a multitude of options and he can consistently choose the right one. If you give that to Rashad, it's him thinking too much and he's slow once he gets the ball. Like Rashad, once he understands the blocks where it's supposed to be, then he can hit it hard. But when you give him, okay, here's a zone, you have 5 options to read. He's too slow to enforce that and then attack a hole. Rashad here knows, okay, it's going to the left. No matter what, we're going to the left. Barton's going to pull. You got Bredesen pulling. Go that way and find your way through it. And he does.
That makes them really special. And then this is what we talk about when you want to see a very good zone run. This is the beauty of it. Again, you're working as one, you're pushing to the left. The play is designed to go left, but it creates an opportunity for these cutbacks. And this is a touchdown because of it.
It's such a quick put my foot up in the ground. I see where that alleyway's at. A majority of the guys, it's a number scheme, right? Majority of the guys is here. Where is the area where I can attack a weakness? Where are we winning? Right? Addition by subtraction. The majority on the left, let's get to the right. Only if it's there. And it worked. Yeah, he opened up the field a little bit more to eventually get what? Bucky being Bucky.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is what makes him special. Again, I like again, a great concept because you have both guards pulling, you're getting these guys out in space, you're creating an alleyway, and then Bucky takes over and just uses his gifts to get to the outside, make a guy miss, which he usually does. Again, he's going to make 53 miss, just showing that strength, the contact balance, and then the cutback ability. Not a great angle there by 27.
Mm-mm.
And Baker Mayfield, I don't know what you're doing, but again, it's awesome to see. Just a big explosive run. But you can just see like the quick vision, the opportunities for improvement. Again, if Cody Mock can understand to get 0 here, like I know this is difficult because 0 for the Chargers, like that's a really good linebacker in Henley, but also like great play here by Bucky too, just to make more of this because he makes Henley miss on this initial read here.
The thing is, like you just said, knowing the running back is playing behind you, and trusting Barton. Like you don't
Yeah,
have to necessarily you can give a little tap and immediately get off to the second level
right.
if you trust Barton's going to hold that block for you. I know it's your assignment first, help him out, but if you trust, okay, he's got enough leverage there, I need to get down to the second level quicker, right? But man, that's them learning together, trusting each other. Barton, another year of maturation, guarantee he was going to be a lot better, even though he was good that rookie season. You can only get better and improve with his understanding of his center calls and then really getting better as a player.
Yeah, for sure. I think again, we saw Cody Mock take a step forward last year, and now hopefully he can take another a leap heading into year three here. And like, so he doesn't have to do blocks like that, even though it's awesome. It's very creative. Like just find a way to get in the way of the oncoming defender. So you give him credit for that. But if these blocks can be better, because you have the alleyway setting up here to this left side. Like it's a great run call, great design. If Mock can turn his hips and plant 95 and keep him contained, there's a pathway here to get a big run. So that's what we talk about with the potential of this running game. It's just starting to grow. And I think last year was just the beginning of what we saw. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this year.
Yeah, and this is the thing. So you see so many runs that broke open. It wasn't just because of Bucky. Don't give him his credit, but also it's the alleyways that he can view and see and read accurately. It's not like he's just busting wide open holes because the offensive line was amazing, but it's also not that he had to do it all by himself. It was both parties working together. And that's what it needs to be. Just simple, understand what the assignment is and just go do it. If you do it consistently enough, one of these will break open. It doesn't necessarily have to be one that's perfect. It's just because you're in the right assignment, right place at the right time. And this is one aspect of it. You get emotion of it, moving out, making guys think. Guys start sliding because of the motion. Uh-oh, here we go. Bucky's time. You have everyone shifted. Even Derwin James came too close to the box and shifted to the left. And then you got Bucky's too quick. Once he gets the ball in his hands, it's lighting, pow. And that little bit of space that was created by motion happened. And then Wirfs just did enough on the outside. He never even gets touched until he's like 15 yards down the field.
Stuff like this. And this is a great executed play. We've seen, John Gruden talk about this play. Basically, you got, a double counter or counter play that's coming around here to the right. You're leaking out the tight end and 88 K Otten, who's going to get up into the second level. And you're just creating so much pathways here. Again, this is just great execution, great blocking. Look at that hole that you set up, and that's all Bucky needs. Like if he's got, like you said, the tiniest amount of space, he's going to
Mhm.
take advantage of it. And then here, we all have talked about this play before against San Francisco, but this is just another great example of getting your playmakers out in space, getting your athletic offensive linemen. Like we're going to talk a lot about Graham Barton, Cody Mock, and Luke Gedeke this year because they are just dangerous in space. Like they're so athletic and the ability to get Fred Warner here on the block. Like that's impressive stuff. And then Bucky takes over because that's what he does.
But also, it's like I said, always attacking the outside of the numbers. So if you
Yes.
get guys that are very, like you said, a weapon, get the weapon, the ball, with that much space you can create. So if you condense everything here, right? Everyone's so close to the line. It's something we're going to talk about later. You get motion to think what's going on. Where are they taking them? Fred Warner, just being a genius, already knew where the hell it was going to go. But still, like 59 did not know. Fred Warner knew. But it didn't matter because the whole crew is over there blocking. And Fred Warner has got to get through the trash. Kate Otten with a great block here through. Payne Durham, great block. Graham was consistent the whole way through. Then when you have space, Bucky's going to make you miss. And that's one thing you can count on. He's going to make that first guy miss.
And as we shift to Miami's offense, and hopefully we see some of these concepts under Josh Grizzard because he was with Miami for 7 years. But you take a look at their scheme, they have this very condensed look, but they're setting it up for their playmakers. They understand what they have in Mozart here, very fast running back, runs well to the outside. But I just like how they set that up, even though 81 doesn't really execute well as he's like stumbling around here. But you can see like how athletic their offensive line is, and they're basically running this play, trying to get the wall here. But he is so good and fast that he can make something happen out of it. Basically, you'll see they're bringing a counter option here to the right, but you're essentially creating a two-way go. So for the running back, he can run this play to the right and follow his blocks that are coming downhill, but you create a gap because the defense is also shifting to that right side. And basically, you have a duo block here by 68, creates that opening, and it's a house call because you have the explosion and the speed of Mozart, and he's just going to the distance because again, guys took poor angles. They were shifting one way. You see from the safety here, number 23, he's going to the right
Right.
and he's already out of place. And that goes back to the displacement. And this is what you can create with a very good scheme and a very good detail of run game. And also, what does this do? It's going to open up your passing game to be
Yep.
even that more dangerous in the future.
It's also tiring guys out because on every play they have to run to a side.
Yeah.
Like you're stuck in the middle, and if we're everyone's inside, you have to go left or right. So you're gonna drain guys out because then every play you're running laterally. And that's what an offense wants. They want to get easier reads for those guys that know how to make guys miss and for those guys that have speed. So you're draining a defense when you do this. And also, not to mention the play design. You have this is Tyreek Hill inside. Imagine this being like Bucky being used in that facet, and the Rashad White's back there, and it's an option where he can actually go out in a pass where everyone thinking it's going to be a run, and he's got a free release against a one-on-one. So it's great ways to think. It gets your mind tingling and things that could expand this offense.
Yep, for sure, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see the full video, check out our Substack. We'll have the link in the description below. We'll have a condensed version out on YouTube. Also, become a YouTube member. Join our channel. You can check out some exclusive videos that we have up there now on the channel. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you all enjoy this. We're being consistent. Another 38-minute video. So very
Cool.
excited with that. And with that said, until the next one.